guys, it's Miss Brianna again. I hope you all had an awesome week. I sure did, and I hope you all practiced using our techniques in pantomime and your tongue twisters as a warm-up, and the shakedown, of course, which you guys could do every day. Honestly, it's a great workout. You can teach it to your siblings and teach it to your friends, whatever you guys want. Okay, so today we will be talking about our voice, body, posture, and facial expressions, which I tend to use a lot. That's because I used to perform on stage, and so I am a very big, dramatic, expressive person, and that's just me. And we're gonna go over why those are so important for actors to use. And honestly, one thing you have to know about acting is that it is a multitasker kind of job. You know, you have to be thinking about your voice and your projection and all these big words, which we will go over today, but every little bit that you're gonna take from is gonna help you with performing in the future. And honestly, when it comes to public speaking and other things that you guys might be doing in class too, and in the future. So let's go over some tongue twisters. We're gonna go over some easy ones again. So let's do unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. Awesome. I have written out all of the tongue twisters that we have learned in class, plus some new ones that I'm going to show you guys today. So parents, don't freak out. And kids, seriously, do your work. We have a nice little sheet for you guys that you can look at and teach to your parents and siblings and perform for them. I would love to see and come back and hear all of the tongue twisters that you have worked on and maybe putting a fun voice on it, right? So the reason that we do these tongue twisters, again, is to practice diction. Diction is the way that we pronounce words so that they are audible and legible to people, whether they're this close to you or miles away, right? Another way that we can help people hear us clearly on stage is by using projection. No, not screaming. I know what you guys are all thinking. Oh yay, now I get to scream in the house because my teacher told me to. No, we are using projection, which is the proper way to speak loudly on stage, okay? Most of the time this is used not just in times when your character is angry, but maybe if they want to get something really straight across to everyone, right? So the way to properly use projection is just to breathe from your diaphragm, which is from your stomach, and not with your shoulders, right? It's not a proper way to breathe. And you are just going to speak as if someone were all the way across your house, right? A great way to practice this is actually to do that, is to try and have a conversation with someone and they're standing at one side of the room and you will stand at the other side, and you're gonna see how loud you need to get in order for them to hear you, starting from really soft. And sometimes it's really not that loud. This works fine, honestly. It's just about how clearly you say those words. So using tongue twisters will only help with projection and diction as well. Okay, another one that we have learned is Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitter. I would love to hear you guys playing on how to say that, maybe with extra emphasis on your T's, or putting on a little silly accent. Again, the more fun you have, the better. It will help you to memorize and to really work on it. Okay, so the next one is Peter Piper prefers peppered pickles. I know, it's not Peter Piper picked a peppers, right? Because I don't even know how to say that one. But it is a really common one, right? And because it's really common, some of us already have that one memorized, so that's not what I wanted to use. So we are gonna do Peter Piper prefers peppered pickles, okay? And the last one is whether the weather is good or whether the weather is not, whether the weather is cold or whether the weather is hot. We'll weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. Okay, awesome. Please practice all those tongue twisters. I would love to come back and see that you guys all have them memorized, okay? Those are in the sheet below. All right, next thing we are going to do is talk more about our bodies, right? We are going to go over a technique that I have not done in class yet, and it is called mirroring. Okay, we all know what a mirror is, right? It is a reflection of yourself, right? Have you ever noticed that when you move in the mirror, it does exactly what you're doing? Because it's a reflection, right? That's science. So, a game that you guys can play with your parent or your sibling or whoever is to do a mirroring game. The best way to do this is to face them directly and no speaking at all. You are going to just focus on exactly what they're doing, and you are going to completely copy what they're doing and follow everything they're doing. So you see what I'm doing? If you guys could copy me exactly the same way, so that if someone were to ever look over and see you, they would think that you're a mirror, you know? This is a way that's gonna help you connect with students and people in your show, right? And really help you focus on different parts of your body. So I would love for you to take the next few minutes and copy exactly what I'm doing. And then from that, take inspiration and do it for yourself. And maybe do it with a sibling or a friend, right? Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now because this game requires no speaking. Here we go. Awesome. Okay, again, no touching. You guys should be standing this much apart, right? I would love to see you guys work on using those reactions and mirroring someone, which again is gonna help you just like when we do other improv games that help us work as a team. Mirroring will help you focus in on what really matters, which is the show or your character or whatever it is you're about to perform. And so it will really help you focus in and be in the moment. And it will also give you awareness of your own body and what it looks like. You know, I don't know how many times I've actually just like looked at my hand, but it's a great technique to use. So do that. All right. This is a new thing that I would love to try. Again, we are going to be talking about funny, silly character voices, right? And the way to start that is just by saying simple things in different ways. Can get your voice moving and your imagination going. And I would love to see some fun characters built by the end of this week, right? Using our techniques for mirroring, our tongue twisters, and now this next game, which I called React and Repeat. So I'm going to say a phrase and I would love for you guys to repeat it back to me the same way that I say it. Okay? So yeah, I know it means speaking back to a screen like when you guys were little kids, but seriously, it's a great way to learn. And honestly, you can write down your own after I've done this and try it with whoever's in your house or film yourself. That'll be fun. Just reacting back to yourself, like your own version of yourself. Okay, so here we go. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hi there, how are you? Hi there, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. I have stinky toes. I have stinky toes. I have stinky toes. I have stinky toes. I made slime for breakfast. I made slime for breakfast. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's it. I know it was really silly, but again, I think it's a great way to just get your vocal cords moving and start to explore different characters that you have within yourself. Mine are pretty crazy, I know. Okay, now I would like to do something that we do a lot in my class, which is called walk around the room. So I'm going to be playing some music, and I hope you guys can hear it clearly. And when I play this song, I would love to see how you would walk around the room. So first off, I would like everyone to just walk around being yourself, okay? Just walk around being yourself, like you're going to school or class, or you're just taking a walk outside, you're going to the park, right? Okay, now I would like you to walk how you would when you hear this music. Kind of mysterious, right? How would you walk if you heard this music? Would you be completely standing up? Would you be maybe lower to the ground? Very mysterious, right? Awesome. Okay, next song. How about when you hear this music? It's way softer, right? Think of a place where you would hear this kind of music. Not just what it makes you feel, but really, where would you hear music like this? Not in a movie, in real life. And how would you act? How would you walk when you heard this music? Next one. A lot of different ways you can use this song. How would you walk around when you heard this music? Would you be on 2 feet or down on all fours? Are you a human? Questions? Okay, next song. Alright, how should you walk when you heard this music? Sad? I doubt that you're sad. Think of your emotion when you hear this kind of song. And walk around your room. How you would. When you hear this song, how would you feel? Right. Okay, last one. This one may take a bit. How would you walk when you heard this song? Okay, that was fun. That made me feel like I was back in class. I love playing that game. It really gets you out of your body, gets your imagination going. Also, I'm a film buff, so I love using music from films that I love, okay? You can use that game with music, but also with emotion. So if you were to think of maybe a time when you were really sad, how would you walk around when you felt that way? A time that you were super proud of yourself, how would you walk around when you felt that way, okay? So again, try doing some of that aside from right now throughout your week, maybe adding that with some of the reactions that we did earlier or with some of your tongue twisters. Try mixing them up with also your posture and how you walk when you hear different songs and when you feel different emotions. I know it's a lot, But you guys are really smart and I think that you'll really enjoy it. Okay, I'm going to go over, since we're talking about walking, I'm gonna go over our stage directions. Now, I know some of you have heard this mini little history lesson before, but I'm gonna go over it again. Back when theater first began and started to be performed in real auditoriums, all of the seats were the same level and flat. Now, when you go to a movie theater, all of the seats are in different risers, right? Sometimes you're in the front row. I know my family loves to be in the back, which drives me crazy, but there are different levels to see the movie so that no one's head is in the way of anyone's, right? So that you can clearly see the screen. Well, back in the olden days, they did not have the ability to make the risers yet, and so instead they decided to raise the stage. So instead of the stage being flat, it was slightly raised, slightly went up, okay? And it went up that way, everyone was sitting flat, and when the stage was raised slightly up, everyone could see. No matter what level you were sitting at, you could see everyone on stage. I know it's a little hard to think about, but remembering that the stages used to be up will help you remember how to move. So, okay, I'm gonna try to show my floor a little bit. Okay, so upstage is behind me, okay? Because the stage used to go up. So if I were to be upstage, I'd be up against this wall, really far back, all the way to the end. That is upstage. Downstage is closer to you guys, which is the audience, right? Downstage is where the audience is. Upstage, since the stages used to be up, are back here, okay? So I am gonna play a quick game with stage direction. So if everyone could stand in your room, center stage. Lovely. Okay, now I'd like for you all to walk really sad downstage, okay? Just take your time and walk downstage really sad. See if you remember, I'm not gonna show you. Great, now back to center. Now I'd love to see you all super duper excited and happy. We're gonna pretend like it's the first day of summer. Everyone's super happy. I want you to walk upstage. Ooh, I don't wanna show you guys. I want you to walk upstage super happy. Great. Okay, now I want you all to remember everything that we've learned so far, right? So we've talked about mirroring and using our bodies. We've talked about reacting to a voice and mimicking it, which can help with our future characters. We've talked about walking around and using our bodies based on music that we hear or an emotion that we feel, right? And now we've talked about stage directions. But I've only done the front and back. How about the sides? Okay, sides are opposite if you're in the audience. So for you guys, you're in the house. The house is opposite from the stage. I know this can be a little complicated, so parents, I would love to see you guys try and help these kids out, really understand that the house perspective or the audience perspective is opposite than what they are on stage. But on stage, your left is still your left, and your right is still your right, okay? So if I were to go stage left, I would still take to my left. And if I were to go stage right, I would still take to my right, okay? I don't know if that will be mirrored in this video recording, but still just use that as a reminder. Okay, last thing. Since we talked about mirroring another person, I would love to see you guys actually using a mirror. I have one here, but you guys can just look in your bathrooms. I have, you know, a little handheld mirror, which could be used as well. But really, what I want you to do is see how you are acting with a mirror in front of you. I know some of you are like me and don't like to film yourself or look at yourself on film. I really hate it sometimes, but I've grown to love it because it really helps me grow in my craft, right? So think about when we were doing the last exercise and I asked you to walk downstage really sad. Some of you might have just frowned and walked down stage. Now, from an audience that's miles away, is that visible? Not really. Your whole posture needs to show your emotion, right? Every part of your body. When I'm sad, your shoulders shrug down. Maybe you're even like this, like slumped over. Your frown, your lips are down. Your eyes are even kind of lowered, and your eyebrows could be furrowed and just really sad, right? And that is so visible from miles away, more than just a frown. So if we were to look in our mirrors and we were like, okay, let's show a reaction of when I was really happy, and we just smile, that kind of looks good. But then when you were to look in your mirror and see that you're just doing a smile, that's not enough. What else happens when you're really happy? Your eyebrows are lifted, your eyes are open, like super big, your mouth is shown, your teeth are huge, right? Everything's just bigger and super excited and elevated because you are happy, okay? So emotions are more than just face, they are face and body. But to help us emphasize our faces, I would love for you all to use actual mirrors and practice different emotions in it. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Princess Diaries. One of my favorite scenes is when she takes a fan and she uses it, and every time she opens it, her emotion changes, and it's so funny. I don't know, I can't really explain it, but it's a great scene. I would love for the same thing to be a great practice for you guys, is just to look in a mirror in your bathroom, or maybe if your mom or family member has like a little handheld mirror, or even the camera on your phone, and just really like gasp, something crazy happened, or maybe be sad, and see that your face does more than just frown down. And those are things to remember when you're performing, right? Because if you're really sad, if you're really excited, it's more than just your smile that shows, okay? Great. So let me go over what your challenge is for this week. You guys are to practice your tongue twisters. Awesome, got it. Make sure you learn the new one, okay? And if you think you really have them memorized, I would love to see you try and do them for your parents with a slate. Okay, what's a slate? I'm gonna go over what a slate is again. A slate is a word that we use in the theater, and it's kind of like an introduction. Most of the time, this is done before a performance or an audition. This is just a quick way that whoever is watching or judging can really understand who you are and get a feel for you as a person, your age, you know, and what pieces you might be performing, okay? It's so they don't have to look it up in their book or think about, are they singing that right? Like, is that really what the song is? Anyways, sometimes I have you guys do this in class for fun, and we talk about favorite number, favorite color, favorite food, and that's so that I can get to know you guys, but also so you can practice slating and performing and talking about yourself, because it's really important in performance is to have a little bit of yourself within your character, right? Okay, so for this week, I would love for you guys to try Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitter, with a slate before it, and to perform it for at least one person. Mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, sibling. And if you don't want it to do it to a person in your home, maybe do a little FaceTime or film yourself and send it to someone. That would be really fun. And maybe it'll get more people around doing it as well, right? So your slate will be, you'll walk center stage, which you should all know is right in the center of the stage, or the center of the room where you are performing, right? You need their focus and attention. You're going to smile and introduce yourself. You're going to say, hi, my name is Miss Brianna. Obviously, your name is not Miss Brianna. You're going to say, hi, my name is blank. And then I would love for you to say what grade you are in. Say, I am in 3rd grade, or whatever grade you're in. And then tell everyone, and I will be performing a tongue twister. Okay? And then you go for it. And you say, unique New York, unique New York, unique New York. Or Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitter. 3 times, okay? When you are finished, performing. Again, keep your posture really nice and tall because you know what you're doing, right? And you're focused and you're excited, okay? You're gonna keep your posture tall. You're going to say it with a smile, even if you mess up. Smile through it, okay? Smile through the mess up. No one knows. Your parents do not really know these tongue twisters, okay? Not as much as you do. So if you mess up, they won't know unless you make a face or you start laughing or get really upset and flustered, which might happen, which is why we practice. But try to keep them from knowing that you messed up because they'll be proud of you either way, okay? You're gonna say, so again, you're going to introduce yourself, say your name, what grade you are in, and that you are performing a tongue twister. And then you will say it, and when you are done, you say thank you and smile, and hopefully they will clap if they're good audience members, right? And they will clap for you. Awesome. We do not bow after a slate. Okay, guys? I know some of you struggle with that, especially once you have performed before, because you all have that lovely performing spirit and want to bow or take a curtsy, you can't. Sometimes it just doesn't work for auditions, okay? I will get into that later whenever we go over an audition class, but this is a great challenge for you guys. So that is challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 is to practice mirroring with someone in your house. And practice number 3 is to look in your mirror and react to it. Practice your reactions. Really think about them and look at them. Now, I don't just want you guys to do that and forget about it. These are all things that can help you in the future. So what I would love for you guys to start doing is creating characters based on those reactions, you know? If you look at your mirror and make a really funny face, you can start a hilarious character for that. And those characters can be used in our improv scenes or other shows or just in other techniques to start and become a true character. So I hope that you guys have a great time working on all this. I'm very excited to see what comes from it and to talk to you guys all next week. If you have any questions, please let us know. Have an awesome week. Bye.